want to talk about. So our topic for today, we'll be talking about practical advice on manage debt. Or yes, practical advice on how to manage debt amid other needs. And what do I mean is giving few advice on how to manage your debt while you still have other bills like accommodation, feeding, and other things of survival. So that is what we'll be discussing. But before I start, I would like to say a short story. Young man, I believe everybody is familiar with the trend of work that is going on around now. Everybody internet business and the likes like that. So this young guy was more or less like an internet entrepreneur. He's into a lot of stuffs. So basically, he also worked for an online business office where they do their business is strictly online. And on the long, he got into a huge sum of debt, and along the line, he lost his job. Things became upside down. He was worried. He was emotionally down. He was psychologically broken, and issues coming up whereby he needed to pay his rent, he needed to pay other bills, other amenities bills, and he didn't have a job as well. But at first, he kept thinking to himself. He didn't want to tell anybody. He didn't want to cuss with anybody. But when the whole situation was getting out of hand, and he was really, really traumatized, he had to open up to a friend, and with the help of the friend, he was able to get his life set on track. Here today, I'll be giving you few advices on to manage your debt, like how to manage a huge debt, or even if it's a small debt, while you still have other bills, other needs to to manage to pay. But that was the short story I want to talk about. So let's start to focusing on how to manage your debt. Firstly, I know that managing is challenging. You have to you're always after the pressure. Oh, I need to people, the pressure of them telling you, threatening you, a lot of things. You begin to wonder how do you want to escape from the public environment and the likes. And at the same time, thinking of things, how you're also having other pressing charges coming up against you, like your amenities, bills, electricity bills, water, feeding, another source of survival. You're worried on how to maintain. Maybe you need to go out, you need to sort transport, you need to, especially when you have accommodation bills. Maybe you're staying alone, you're not even staying with the family where you can say you're splitting bills, and everything is on. It can really be challenging, and I really understand. And to some extent, debt has been what has led a lot of people to depression. In fact, some people got frustrated to the point of them committing suicide. Some of them had to kill themselves, jump into the water just to away from the embarrassment, the debt, while other bills also, choking them up. So a lot of things attached to you being in debt at the same time trying to manage, trying to pay all the bills. And so here today, I want this session, I want you all one or two things out of it, and then sit down and structure yourself. If you're in a debt, or if you know someone who has been really worried, I can assure you that this session is for you. So now let's go with some of this. What are the first things you need to do when you have this issue? The first thing is you need to have a self-acknowledgement realization. What do I mean by that? Know you are in debt. You need to realize, and it's thinking on how, instead of thinking of, oh, the embarrassment is much, this and that, why don't you think on how you can solve this problem? Why don't you think of how you manage your other bills? Why don't you think of survive at the same clear your that you can have a peace of mind. So you need to acknowledge the fact that you are in the mess. And don't blame other people for your problem, because that's what we do all around. When you are in debt, we tend to, this was this person that so apart from maybe they took a loan or some amount of cash for, and then the business, you then have something to tell. Oh, assuming to so happen. For example, when COVID happened and a lot of people, some people ran into debt, and when you reach out to them, okay, why do you pay the money back? Why are you in debt? They'll be like, oh, if COVID-19. You don't have to tag your problems on anything. You just need to sit down, calm yourself down, and then give yourself a self-realization on, okay, you're in a big mess, you need to clean everything up. And you giving yourself a core moment, you realizing that, okay, you need to solve this issue, would definitely give you an easy edge on how you can. Now, second point is, if you are thinking you want to manage your other needs, another thing you need to do is you need to get or build another source of income. What do I mean by that? If you lost a job, maybe, okay, for example, of some people because of COVID-19, why don't you get another job? That other bills would not be added, because there's the truth of the matter there is that when you have and you want to pay bills, you tend to say, hey, borrow me some couple of money, I'll refund it back. How do you want to pay the money back when you have bills? Is now joining bills, and that is leading to accumulated. For you that you already have a debt that you are managing, you are thinking of borrowing money from Mr. A, you're borrowing money from, then you would use that to solve, and then you keep on, trust me, trying to borrow money, but you have one debt on ground accumulating. Why don't you build another source of income? Okay, maybe you have a job, and you notice, okay, this job, the income is too low. Give yourself the chance of another source of income, a better pay, and then structure your spending so that you can balance which one is your want. Because you are saying that you and then the job is paying your amount pay. You should think of another job. If you're a business person, then you getting a job, still running your business, so that things, both your debt at the, because that is happening, you can away from it. And with economy as of now getting more pack of tomato paste this week maybe at 100 naira, you might not the same price tomorrow. Tendencies that the price might have increased. Bills keep increasing, so instead of you sitting down and getting satisfied over one source of income, try to explore on what helps to bring in more income. So by doing that, if you are now saying, okay, your monthly deposits for your debts, then your other source of income can sustain your daily needs, can charges. Is now when you are able to get a source of income, another source of income, that is when you start to a realization moment of figuring are you owing, so that amount you are owing, you your mind is on the same page on, okay, this is the way your mind will be okay, walking towards this paid while my other source of income is bills. So if you are still doubting on, okay, I don't know, I'm going Mr. A, the Mr. A might come up to next another time and tell you, oh, that's me, this is me, this and that, and through doing that, bills keeps accumulating, frustrated more. You need to exact amount that you are, and doing that you'll be able to know how to structure your spending. And that is why I come to another point that I said, to create a spending schedule and with a monthly repayment. Now, what I mean is this: you know the amount you owe, you have a source of income, you build another source of income, you realize that okay, you're doing this debt. Those 3 points, I'm already telling you, you need to create a spending schedule. And what do I draw out? A calendar. In a month, okay, my salary is 100,000. I'm owing over 500, and I have another source of income that gives me at 50,000 at the end of the month. Okay, fine. I can decide to pay a sum of maybe 50K every month for my debts. Then maybe to manage the other stuffs, transportation, feeding, every other allowances, every other pressing needs, emergency needs, and maybe the remaining 50K that comes at the end of the day, you can, okay, spending calendar. You are yourself. Okay, for example, another example, you earn 50,000 naira, you are in debt, you have house bill, you need to save for accommodation, you need to feed yourself, you need to transport yourself to work, and your need. And then maybe you are a partial person, you're going to go run into another debt with, and this will help you guide yourself on, okay, what I need. You are able to mind, you're able to know, okay, you're able to be focused, you're being focused. If you are not, if you don't have a schedule, you tend to spend beyond your limits, and doing that, you end up getting into debt, because maybe the money you are having might not be enough, and then you still look ahead to say, okay, let me go and borrow money to the money back. Remember, you still have debts to pay, so that would definitely affect each other. So the only thing you can do, the best thing you can do, is just give yourself a calendar. Every month you're using this for your use, you're using this for your debts, you are being focused. When you target, then you can be rest assured that, okay, in a 5 period of time, you are able to clear your debts, and then you are back to your normal self. Now, another point I have with me, I said to an advisor, a counselor, or a monetary counselor. Now, what do I mean by that? You are in debt, and then at the same time you have other pay. I understand you are worried, I understand you're depressed, I understand you're confused. Get a monetary counselor, have an advisor that can guide you. The debt is high, and you're having a lot of you here and there, a lot of them coming to your place of work, trying to embarrass you to your family, and then becoming like a stain on your personality. Talk to someone about it, someone who has a better knowledge, issue, so that you will not end up getting depressed. That is that clinical issues too, and you start having medical issues, and it won't be a good idea on you managing your debts at the same time managing bills to manage. So get advice on a counselor that can guide. Also, the monetary counselor can help you, draw out a scheduled spending, and before you are being more focused, because with the help of somebody who has a better understanding on how to manage the situation, how to manage the crisis, gives you a better to other bills. So another point I said, now while you advisor, then you can now start drawing out the plan of, okay, you really want to clear this debt. Now determine which debt you need to pay. If it is you are owing an accommodation and you have maybe education, your option, which one is more important at the current situation you are finding yourself. So with the help of the advice, to sit yourself together and then draw out a, also you can now renegotiate plan. Maybe you have somebody else that you are owing a huge sum of money to the person. Okay, every month I will pay you a specified amount, while the remaining balance goes to your other needs, and that will save you a lot of stress. That will save you a lot more of time for you to think on how to coming out the whole issue. So doing this, you get a better chance of paying off your debt at ease. You know, when you have a better job, secure job, and then you're talking to, you draw all these steps, it helps you get this debt off your mind. It helps you, show a means of, okay, you want to get out of this mess, and you are still not, you're not considering killing yourself. You're not considering getting depressed of the whole situation. Lastly, while you are trying to manage other debt, other bills, for it to go lesser, for everything to be balanced, you need to pay little sum of amount of money and keep records of it, so that when you pay, maybe you're owing 500 and first month you paid 50, you're having 450,000, and you still you're having left. So how many months do I need to buckle up, work harder, get more money to pay this? At the same time, you're able to gather little savings for other needs, for future references, and at the same time, you sort other bills, nice, paying debts. Landlord comes, shows up, and they started shouting on you, give me my money, this and this. That really causes a huge embarrassment on you. So what kind of other needs? Try to make commitments so that can go off with time and be able to balance yourself more. So viewers, I believe this few advices has been able to impact you one way or the other. So just say in a final note, as an individual, if you are in debt, there's no need to panic. Understand the pressure can be so high, can be so tough, devastating and confusing. All you need to do is to sit yourself down, talk to yourself, calm, seek the advice, the help of someone who can manage the for you properly, and in time draw a scheduled spending for yourself. You don't need to be spending lavishly at this stage. You just need to cut your clothes according to your size, but according to yourself. So here today we'll draw the curtain this session, debt recovery, on our topic, practical advice on how to manage debt amidst other needs. So I want to say thank you all for joining us. Thank you. And kindly drop it in the comments box. We will definitely get back to you. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for trusting us. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Bless you. And still remain here. Wonderful weekend. Bye.